Homebuyer sentiment has never been lower, and you have inflation-adjusted home prices at record highs. Is the housing market crashing in 2022? That's what we're going to talk about.
Jared Jones is the way to go. Call 706-5000.
Hey friends, Jared Jones. Today we're going to cover what you need to know about the housing market in 2022 because there's a lot of noise, there's a lot of things going on. As you all know, Zillow caved in. They don't buy houses anymore. They were iBuyers in the housing market, spending millions of dollars every month to purchase homes. And by the September of last year, they ended up closing up shop, laying off 25% of their staff because their AI-induced algorithm valuation model, all the quants they hired, absolutely cost them millions of dollars. After a couple previous quarters where they're doing okay, just they were paying too much, ended up closing up shop. But is that a result of the housing market changing shape and really shutting out Zillow from a standpoint of the price just not supporting what they were paying? As interest rates climbed this past week by almost 0.5%, are home buyers getting shut out of the market because their payment got jacked up? The pre-approval that they had weeks prior is now being cut by 10-20%. Is that a problem? Let's start off with the Fannie Mae Homebuyer Sentiment Report. This particular report has been out for a long time. Trends have been historically really positive. Most buyers' viewpoint on the marketplace is it's a good place to buy. We should purchase, we should buy a home, it's a great idea. Well, about 4 or 5 months ago, those seller and buyer sentiment lines crossed paths to where home buyers said it's a bad time. Home sellers are obviously ecstatic about how much their homes are selling for, but buyers really soured on their sentiment, and that changed. You have the Case-Shiller Affordability Index, where they make adjustments on how much folks' income is increasing versus how much the houses cost, and that is at record highs, meaning it's much harder for buyers to afford the home more than ever. Hey there, Jared Jones, the voice behind this video, and it's not a secret that real estate investors from all over the planet own homes in Central Florida because our cash flow is very high. And our particular investors here at my company, nestshare.com, and our investors are making more than ever. If you've given any thought to expanding your investment portfolio, we help you find and locate high earning cash flow properties. We help you turn those properties and prepare them for the market. And we also take care of all the tenant management as well as property management needs month after month while you collect the earnings. The homes we're talking about sell in the $300,000 to $400,000 price range. Many of them, it's not uncommon to see them gross per month over $5,000 in income. And you know the great thing? That even if the economy takes a hit, if there's any kind of recession, this model will likely only get even sweeter. For more information, visit flcashflowhomes.com. That's flcashflowhomes.com. Before in that particular index being tracked. Just home prices in general being adjusted for inflation on the Case-Shiller Index also at record highs. Even before the bubble of the last season, it's just off the charts, much pricier now for a home. The question becomes if buyers are backing out like Zillow, corporations feel like it's a bad time to purchase. If you have home buyers themselves getting squeezed and interest rates are climbing, you have the sentiment of those buyers souring, meaning that just it's not fun enough for them to get involved in the process and they're just going to continue renting. Does all this add up to possibly change in price? Will prices fall in Central Florida? Well, let me give you data directly from the MLS on exactly what's happening in the marketplace right now. Number one, the time frame it takes to sell a home is still at record levels. So the speed of which a home sells all through last year, 2021, it just kept going down further and further, month over month. It was lower and lower, meaning the time frame of which a seller lists and it's gone just got faster. It never slowed down. So now you come into the fall of last year and that downward slant actually flattened out and it actually started to stabilize. Now, it hasn't taken longer. It hasn't gone up again. It's just stabilized. But understand the level at which it's stabilized is as low as it's been in 15 years. Additionally, the sale to asking rate, that means how much a home seller gets of their asking price, is also still at record highs. And again, through the fall, that number plateaued and started to soften a little bit. So home sellers were starting to get just a tiny bit less than what they were getting, showing there might be a velocity change in the market for all these different factors. But understand this, against all of that backdrop, the average price across all Central Florida communities is still rising. So the average number is not slowing down. The price that is being set month after month just continues to climb. If you look at Google search traffic for Orlando, for Tampa, it's still at record highs. There's a 5-year trend. Orlando hasn't slowed down. There are some marketplaces where you can actually look at how many people are in the marketplace searching on Google for homes in those areas. And it's a great leading indicator that maybe people have just fizzled out. But in Central Florida, that's not the case. It's just as high as it always has been. Also, here's some data from ShowingTime, which is the leading software to manage showings for realtors. It literally is a gauge of how many times people are going out and seeing homes in order to buy them. And we're seeing a record level of showings still, more than any other time, even going back to the pandemic. And keep in mind, these high numbers through the fall was with us dealing with Delta and now the Omicron variant. Again, people are still out there looking at houses at record pace. But what about these rising interest rates? You know, if a home buyer is going to see the interest rate climb 0.5%, is there a chance it can go to 4.5% this year? Yeah, there is. But understand this, a lot of our marketplace is led by people moving into it from more expensive markets. In the Orlando area, for instance, the top places that are relocating into our area are coming from Miami, Chicago, and New York. So think about that. All those people have bigger, higher pre-approval letters. A lot of them are selling properties in those areas and they have cash to move to our area with. So they're constantly spending a little bit more than the locals are for the houses. That's always going to create a higher price point and create tension in the marketplace because we have positive demographics. It's a good thing and a bad thing. But understand this, the real estate market in 2021, this boom that we just experienced, what was it led by? It was led by investment purchases and second home purchases. Surprise, we're in Orlando. Is there going to be more of that or less of that? There's going to be more. So we already are leading the nation in inbound move-ins. So we already have a ton of people moving to our area from other states. And we're the top leader. Zillow, in fact, just called Tampa and projected them the hottest market for the entire nation. And obviously, Miami led that cause in the 2020 era. So through COVID, Miami became really popular with people who wanted just to buy, move here, and get away from where they lived before. Well, now Tampa is about to lead the charge in 2022. And I got to tell you, a ton of people that consider Tampa also consider the Orlando metro area just the same. They're shopping Tampa, but they're also considering Orlando because we're an hour apart. It's super easy. And the reality is we're just gonna see a ton of growth this year. On the flip side, if you're a local and you're tired of all this, you're the buyer who represents themselves in that home buyer sentiment report that says, I'm tired, I'm out of here. I have unfortunate news for you. The rental market grew by over 20% last year. And this year, I would wager that it will grow by at least 10% more. And here's why. There's still a problem with not enough rental supply. The national numbers that are coming out are saying that there's going to be a 7% increase on the nationwide level for all rentals. Remember, Florida's going to outtrend the nationwide average. So in all reality, I expect us to increase in the rental market by another 10%. So if you are a renter, inflation is your enemy. The only way to insulate yourself from inflation is to get yourself a mortgage, fix and lock in your payment so that you don't have these letters show up at your door saying, surprise, next year your rent's gonna go up by $300 a month. In summary, Florida's gonna be a great place to own your next home. It's gonna be a great place to own investment property. And by the way, our company has one of the most premier investment products for you to buy and create amazing income from real estate. If you've had any thought of having a beautiful home in Florida in a great area that has amazing return on cash, just sending checks to you every month. We do everything from acquisition, from setting that home up with the contractors and getting it ready for the market and renting it out, doing not only property management, but tenant management as well, all done for you end to end here in Florida. If you appreciate the content, smash the like button, and to follow us on this journey, hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you real soon. It's me again, Jared Jones. Home sellers, have you given any thought to selling? At the Jones Group, we sell your house fast, no spring cleaning, no showings. Call today to get your instant offer. You set the closing date and start packing when you wish. Investors, once again, if you're looking to buy a high earning income property in the Central Florida area, we take care of acquisition, any repairs, and helping you with property and tenant management end to end taken care of for you. Visit flcashflowhomes.com for more information. Home buyers, thinking of making Central Florida your next home? Call the Jones Group first. Even if you're several months out, we'll take you by the hand, hear your story, look at your goals, and make sure you have complete clarity and a path that's going to land you on your goal so that you get it right and only move one time and never have to move again if you choose not to. Also, keep in mind, we give you a rebate at close from our commission on any new home you purchase. Thanks for watching. Once again, like and subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.